Disney might actually be looking at $700 million in the red before Lilo and Stitch opens on the year. $700 million in the red, bleeding red ink at the box office for 2025 before Lilo and Stitch opens. I don't think that that is at all an unreasonable assumption to make at this moment in time.
Renegade Online.
Mike Rogers for 5. Hello, gents. What do you think the over-under is for the Thunderbolts? I would... Look, Captain America just barely broke up above $400 million. I cannot, as of right now, I would be very surprised if the Thunderbolts actually broke past that. As I said in the video earlier today, even with a kind of a low threshold with the previous Marvel movie that's still in theaters, the problem is it's still a movie that has Captain America in the title. Even though it's not really Captain America, even though it's not Steve Rogers' Captain America, it's the DEI Disney swaparoo for Captain America, where Sam Wilson, Anthony Mackie, was a perfectly viable and perfectly good character as Falcon. And even a lot of our friends out there on X and on YouTube that are, they cover Disney movies, they review movies, and they're black folks, black men and women out there, even they were kind of offended where Anthony Mackie was handed this sloppy second kind of thing, where moving him in as Captain America's do-over, it didn't work because it's like Disney is saying, well, Falcon wasn't good enough for a black character, so we have to give him a white mantle. This is their observations, not just mine. And they're right. People have kind of gotten fed up with the virtue signaling. So here's the deal. Even though the movie was titled as Captain America, and even though it kind of really wasn't, people know what a Captain America is. It's built into the marketing. You don't have to think about it. Hey, it's another Captain America movie. That in and of itself should get a certain percentage of the audience. That alone is probably worth $100 million worth of tickets showing up to go see it. I mean, based on every bit of evidence we have in the past. All these Captain America Winter Soldier, Captain America Civil War, we're talking about billion-dollar movies. The first Captain America movie now, 16, 17 years ago, different era. But once Marvel was established as a universe, an interconnected universe, we got billion-dollar movies each and every time. Those billion-dollar movies now, if you adjust them up, are $1.5 billion to $2 billion movies based on what they turned in 10 to 15 years ago. Or 10 years ago. I mean, it's just, that's where we're at. You've got Thunderbolts, and it's got the Marvel logo in front of it. What the hell's a Thunderbolt, Tom?
I don't know.
Okay, I didn't think so. This is the point. Nobody knows what a Thunderbolt is. When they look at the characters in there, apart from Bucky...
I know what a lightning bolt is.
There you go.
Thunder doesn't make bolts.
Apart from the Bucky character in the film, there's really not much to this.
That was it. That was Tom. That
was Tom.
It is science, kids. I mean,
yeah.
When was the last time you seen Thunder make a bolt?
If Captain America Brave New World, or Captain Falcon DEI, as we've kind of been calling it, deservedly so, it was only able to barely crack $400 million. What is the Thunderbolts going to do? Probably less. I mean, if you're a betting person, you would have to bet right now that it's probably less. And the reason I bring that up is because, as we said earlier, Disney is already starting its fiscal, well, not quite starting its entire fiscal year, starting its calendar theatrical release year in 2025. Already $500 million in the hole. I think they're going to have a good run, as I said earlier, with Lilo and Stitch in the video today. But even if Lilo and Stitch cranks out a $200+ million profit for Disney, that only just barely recovers the losses for Captain Falcon, and it doesn't address any of the losses that they're suffering right now with Snow White. Then you've got the Thunderbolts in the same era. I think Thunderbolts actually comes out before Lilo and Stitch. Thunderbolts comes out...
Lilo and Stitch comes out at the end of May, I believe.
Okay, so Thunderbolts comes
that
out
kicks off
early
Memorial
May.
Day weekend, I believe.
Yeah.
Yes.
Thunderbolts comes out like May 2nd. That's another movie that if I had to guess right now, the Thunderbolts is probably going to lose another $150 to $200 million for Disney, just based on what we've seen from Captain America 4. If Captain America 4 couldn't get audiences in, what is going to segue audiences into the next Marvel product? Probably nothing. And then you've got Lilo and Stitch. And then you've got some other things like Zootopia 2 and some other things. Ilio, we don't know what's going to happen with that. Disney is going to start. By the time they get to Lilo and Stitch, Disney might actually be looking at $700 million in the red before Lilo and Stitch opens on the year. $700 million in the red, bleeding red ink at the box office for 2025 before Lilo and Stitch opens. I don't think that is at all an unreasonable assumption to make at this moment in time. If anybody else has any different thoughts, I'm open to them. But that's kind of where we are, at least in my mind.
Thunderbolts is kind of a wild card of sorts. I mean, you have a couple people in it who are likable movie stars to a point. I mean, I guess a movie star is a loose term now, but I mean, you got David Harbour, you got Florence Pugh, you got Sebastian Stan. The downside of this is nobody cares. Like, what is there to care about this? The upside of this is that's the plus, is that it's not necessarily a big, huge ask to get into this, other than you have to have maybe seen, and as far as we don't know for sure, but you probably have had to have seen at least Black Widow and maybe Falcon and Winter Soldier, right? Like, to kind of understand what's sort of going on in this movie. Other than that, who gives a shit? It just basically looks like it might be fun. So that might be the one thing that's going for it, and that we've heard multiple rumors from people that it tested well.
Yeah.
So, I mean, maybe with word of mouth, Thunderbolts manages to pull in for $400 or $500 million. Let's just say on a good day. But that's at best case scenario. Otherwise, I agree with you. The chances of this thing making any sort of blip are minimal, and it's probably going to be another tax write-off for the amount of money that they lose.
Make sure you're subscribed to Valiant Renegade and join us every Sunday at 6 p.m. Eastern for the live show.